huge step forward for KSI's. And the next step in the feud was actually to end it, with KSI appearing as a guest on what would become Impulsive's most viewed episode. And in this episode, Logan and KSI started to spark somewhat of a friendship, or at the very least a mutual respect, a far improvement from the old diss tracks.
No, I always go like LA a lot. It's just the place to be, especially.
Why don't you ever hit us up? He hit me instead.
I literally hit him up.
He hit me.
So there was only one thing to do. See, Logan Paul is arguably a genius when it comes to being a salesman. I mean, he was able to turn his merch into a cult-like affair, and has consistently been able to make his products a symbol of status to kids. Like, as much flack as you could give him for literally anything else, it's hard to deny that, even without YouTube, this man probably would have been running the real-world LaRusso auto. That's a good thing, for those of you who don't watch karate soap operas. Anyway, so they decided to take years of their very public feud and retroactively turn all of it into free marketing, which finally brings us to Prime. But first, I want to thank today's sponsor, Scentbird. Look, if you're someone who likes to change things up, then Scentbird is for you. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that lets you choose a new designer fragrance to try out each month for just $17. Each fragrance comes with a 30-day supply so that you can actually try out the scent in your daily life before committing to a full bottle. And it's definitely a lot more than the samples you'd find at the store. Also, they come in convenient cases that make it easy to take them along for your day without having to worry about anything going off while stowed away. Scentbird lets you try out designer fragrances without the crazy price tags or commitment. Think Prada, Gucci, Versace, and even some indie brands you've probably never heard of. Scentbird is perfect for anyone that's indecisive about their scent or just wants to keep their options open. They offer colognes, perfumes, and a ton of unisex options, so there's something for everyone. And Scentbird actually let me try out their Burberry for Men, Skylar Vanilla Sky, and English Laundry Royal Forest scents. I chose them because I tend to prefer something that's a bit more earthy without being overpowering, and honestly I really enjoyed all three. They each come with their own notes that make them stand out from each other without being too much. And Scentbird has a great deal for you. Just use the code Jimmy Robbins to get 55% off your first month. That's just about $8 to try out any designer fragrance of your choice. Just hit the link in the description, use the code, and start exploring your new fragrance lineup with Scentbird. It's a great way to switch things up while supporting the channel. Thanks to Scentbird for helping keep the lights on. Now back to the video.
Starting a lifestyle drink with KSI, my once rival.
Yeah, they announced that they were coming together to launch a competitor to the likes of Gatorade and Powerade. And Prime quickly stood out thanks to its focus on being a healthier alternative, boasting more electrolytes than any competitor, fewer calories, but with a sweeter taste.
Do you mind doing a taste test for me? Gatorade, Blue Raspberry Prime.
It's like flat. There's more like flavor in it. I can't even describe it. This one's honestly better.
And to put it simply, this was the perfect time for both of them. Logan, for the first time, was actually pretty well liked. I mean, people went from wanting him banned from YouTube to applauding him for learning and growing from his past mistakes. And KSI had a similar trajectory. While he did have some controversies in his earlier days, he had spent the recent years making a name for himself as an up-and-coming musician and boxer. So both creators were more famous than ever. They were both more liked than ever, and the sudden shift from enemies to partners would ensure that word of mouth did its thing. So in short, the plan was for Logan and KSI to use their fame to give Prime an explosive start, that even if their individual relevance died down, Prime could go on to be bigger than either of the two. Basically, enough people would be exposed to Prime that they would be buying it without realizing it was owned by two YouTubers. And Prime has been incredibly successful, to the point that it got its own Super Bowl ad. And most criticisms that Prime faced, it has managed to overcome, seeming to win almost every lawsuit that comes their way.
We're not going to settle because your claims are bull. And in addition to the Forever Chemicals lawsuit being dropped, so did the caffeine one, where plaintiffs said there was like a crazy amount of caffeine. That one also got dismissed.
Though the main issue in 2024 is that claim I mentioned before, where Prime promotes itself as a sports drink with more electrolytes and fewer calories than any competitor, but with a sweeter taste.
Gatorade has 36 grams of sugar in it as opposed to Prime's 2 grams. That is a lot of sugar compared to not a lot of sugar. Gatorade has 140 calories. Look at that. Prime only has 25. For both electrolyte drinks, Gatorade has 350 milligrams of electrolytes and a bigger bottle, yet Prime doubles it with 825 milligrams of electrolytes. Honestly, there's no comparison.
And if you think about it, it's kind of surprising, right? Like, how did these two manage to crack a code that all of these companies couldn't? Yeah, here's Logan's marketing knowledge at work. They gloss over the fact that Prime doesn't actually have the electrolytes that you need during high-intensity activity. More specifically, the body mainly loses sodium, salt while sweating. Hence why other sports drinks, especially sugar-free ones, manage to taste salty. They're making sure to replace the lost sodium, but you can't really add salt without making the taste salty, right? But Prime loads up on potassium, which is much less important to a sweating body, but affects taste much less.
In your sweat, you lose sodium to potassium at a ratio of 3.5 to 1. But with Prime, you're giving your body 0.014 milligrams of sodium to 1 milligram of potassium.
So they're criticized quite a bit for that, but while it's misleading, it's not actually illegal, right? I mean, potassium is as much of an electrolyte as sodium, and there's nothing more American than preying on the uninformed.
Go to sleep.
That is lunch. See, in the same month, January 2022, Mr. Beast
Okay.
announced the launch of his chocolate bar.
Don't sell now,
I'm
Aiden.
gonna tell you guys about my new snack company, Feastables, which is launching with 3 flavors: original.
If I die, I'm gay.
And his approach here was way more simple. Jimmy was at this point a beloved creator who was on track to be the biggest YouTuber ever. Only problem was, Jimmy was becoming too big. Like, too big to be able to rely on sponsorships.
The amount of money people are willing to pay has stalled, even though the views are skyrocketing. Like, yeah, it's getting makes more and more sense for me to just build companies that I own because, I know, if I promote something that it converts and it actually leads to real sales. And so ideally one day I don't have to do brand deals anymore.
Yeah, Feastables quickly became huge, largely thanks to Jimmy falling back on what had served him so well on YouTube. See, Jimmy at this point had made a name for himself as the guy who gives away money, so giveaways became an integral part of Feastables marketing.
I feel like Feastables is 70% a chocolate company and 30% a lottery targeting children. And this higher up person at Mr. Beast said it was probably closer to the other way around and was laughing about it. Like 70% a lottery, 30% a chocolate company.
Though this did come with some controversy, as one of these giveaways involved fans cleaning up Feastable displays on store shelves for a chance at winning $5,000. But kids started to see this as an invitation to mess up competing displays, and people started calling this unpaid child labor, so that one was quickly stopped. But on the whole, there was some overlap between Feastable's plan with Prime's. Have an explosive launch, use the free promotion of being owned by a YouTuber, and eventually grow to be even bigger than its origin. Hell, Feastables even went for the whole overstating health benefits play, with the company basing much of its initial promotion on being healthier than their main competitor, Hershey's. Though, once their formula changed, it didn't exactly clarify that it was actually more unhealthy per bar.
Now in 2024, Mr. Beast changed the formula again to where it has mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's and even more sugar and more calories per bar. And this initial ad for Feastables where he calls it healthy is still getting millions of views a month.
Whoops. Also, while Logan and KSI seem to have taken great measures to separate Prime's branding from their own, the Mr. Beast branding has been a staple of Feastable's packaging, which in fairness makes sense. I mean, Jimmy's reputation has been nowhere near as bad as Logan's and KSI's, so it makes sense if Jimmy was aiming to make the brand of Mr. Beast something like YouTube's version of Disney. So by 2024,
yes. Oh my god, I'm so happy. A new hardest. It's a new hardest. I'm getting a new hardest. Unless I saw in the last part, but if I saw in the last part, I'm just a dumbass. I deserve to die.
coming together to make Lunch League.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to Lunch League.
Yes, a competitor to Lunchables. But in the wake of this announcement, they were annihilated.
Look, there's a man about nachos. What's going on here, bro?
He started it! I just released the product! This product came at me! Am I not allowed to respond?
But why? Well, like I said, it's right place, wrong time. See, Mr. Beast is officially the #1 YouTuber, and Logan Paul is killing it on the WWE.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. New hardest. I'm so happy. Oh my god. Who could have thought I beat it today while it's about to turn the next day? It's almost midnight. This is actually no. This is crazy. No. This is insane. I'm so happy. Oh my god. This level is really good. I love this level so much. Oh my god.
The core mechanic of CryptoZoo, that you can make money with.
I love this level. Oh my god. I'm so happy I beat it.
And still, to this day, a year later.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
It wasn't a joke.
These are the estimated
Less than 1,000 attempts too. Actually, maybe my like it's 1,000 attempts ish.